It's episode 167 of the comedy podcast, a crazy little thing called Lovdev. Today's episode is Grenade. I was supposed to be doubling up yesterday at a gig in Norwich, which is near Norfolk. Unfortunately, both gigs got cancelled. Absolutely fuming. So I got told about the first gig, which was meant to be opening the day before. Low ticket sales, so they're pulling it. I thought, fair enough. I'm still doing another gig, which I'm headlining. I can make it to that. Although it was around about a 3-hour trip. As I was travelling down yesterday towards my gig, looking forward to it, enjoying the sunshine, got a message on the Facebook group because I was supposed to land there for around about 9 o'clock. I thought, let me leave a little bit later. Also, there's less traffic on the road. Got a message an hour later from somebody in the group saying, gig's been pulled half an hour ago. I'm thinking, what? Do I just turn round now then? I drove for 70 miles. The promoter of the venue apologised and said we would still get paid the full fee. I thought, fair enough. But you know, when you're looking forward to a gig, it's just absolutely disheartening. So that happened to me yesterday, unfortunately. Not a lot's been going on. I had a wedding, actually. Yes, I had my niece's wedding. That went very well. We had a party on the Friday, which is just a normal tradition that we do. And then we had the actual wedding on Sunday. Yes, I know my mother-in-law isn't around, so it wasn't the same. But we still tried to make the most of the wedding. Because, as I said earlier, you know, I'm very unfortunate for my niece because it's her grandmother who passed away. But we had a great time. I looked great. Smashed it in my suit. I bought this suit, right? It's a hot pink colour. That's right, you heard me right. Hot pink. From Vinted. I don't know if I told you that, but I did buy this suit. Wore it for the first time. Actually wore it at my mate's wedding first. Then my niece's wedding. And I absolutely smashed it. I had so many compliments. Everyone was like, you oh, mate, you look banging, you look good, you look great. I felt like a pop star. I felt like I was a Bollywood movie star. That's what I felt like. So that was nice. Yeah. The wedding was great. The wedding was good. Both weddings were great, to be honest. Had some jerk chicken. Had curry goat at my mate's wedding. This is, and then obviously in more Indian food on the weekend. I'm absolutely stuffed right now. That's what I've been trying to do. Still going to the gym, keeping myself fit. Well, you're going to have to, aren't you? Doing my job, driving around and all that malarkey. Let's do a topic! I thought we could start the first topic with an interesting fact. That's right, we're going to do...
Oh, that's interesting.
What is it that's interesting? Well, apparently, in 2023, a Ukrainian military doctor performed probably the most dangerous procedure you could ever think of. He removed a live, unexploded grenade from the chest of a patient. First of all, how did this unexploded grenade get into this person's chest? Did he have his mouth open when someone launched it and he kind of just swallowed it? But aren't grenades massive? Because when I picture a grenade, I don't know if they all look the same. We all picturing the same grenade, aren't we? The green. They look a little bit like a turtle, if you know what I mean. With the bumps on it. It's got a ring. You pull the ring. Didn't the hang on? Whoever threw it didn't pull the ring, or was this guy gonna do kamikaze? Did he put it in his chest? Didn't realise that he had to pull the ring out, and he was gonna run in towards, I'm guessing, the Russians, because it was only 2023, 2 years ago. Ukrainian military. I need to dig into this. Let's go and find out.
A few moments later.
I have done some digging. I haven't. Good old chat LGBT done the digging for me. I asked it, tell me a bit more about this story. So it's saying in 23, it was a Ukrainian military medic. His name was Major General Andriy Verba. Shout out to the military medic, Major General Andriy Verba, who's not just any doctor, but he's one of Ukraine's top military surgeons. He performed an extremely risky surgery where he removed a live, unexploded grenade from inside a soldier's chest. We know that, but tell us more. The situation was incredibly dangerous because the grenade could have detonated in any moment. According to reports, Ukrainian official, the soldier, who was a member of the Ukraine's armed forces, he got wounded by a grenade fired from an automatic grenade launcher. So that's how he got it in his chest, I'm guessing. Specifically, a VOG grenade. I don't know what a VOG is. It's designed to explode on impact. Oh, right. For some reason, possibly a malfunction, the grenade entered into his body but didn't explode. I got it now. So somebody shot the grenade at him. It didn't explode, it just went in his chest. Man, how do you take it out if it's such a sensitive grenade? Anyway, given how unstable the device was, regular operating tools like electrocautery devices, basically it's just something that uses heat and electricity, it couldn't be used because even a small spark could trigger an explosion. So Major Verba, he had to operate with an extreme caution, obviously, using only manual surgical tools and working with the typical equipment that controls bleeding in surgeries. The medical team also made the smart call to keep the number of people in the operating room to an absolute minimum. They had to clear the whole hospital, man. Just the essentials in case the worst happened. After a nerve-wracking operation, Verba successfully extracted the live grenade without it exploding. Wow, well done. Yeah, round of applause for this guy. Absolutely deserves it. Once it was removed, a bomb disposal unit, like the version of the EOD team, safely disposed the grenade. The soldier survived, and the Ukrainian military even posted a photo of the grenade that was pulled out. It's haunting when you think how close everything was to disaster. And honestly, it was one of the most intense battlefield surgery stories ever. And imagine how many battles there have been in the centuries. This is probably the top dog.
Oh, that's interesting.
Imagine being that person who fired the grenade at someone and it just didn't go off. You'd be absolutely embarrassed, wouldn't you? I'd be proper embarrassed. Talking about being embarrassed, we haven't done an embarrassing moment Reddit post in ages. I haven't anyway. I saw this and I thought, I need to know a bit more. I need to dig into more of this embarrassing moment that this person's put up. It has been posted by somebody called I Am a Weirdo. They probably are a weirdo because of their embarrassing moment. What is it? They are saying they got lost while driving. I have done that many, many times. But he made his mom find him or her. Made your mom come and find you. Do you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not very embarrassing. Don't worry. I want to know, how did it actually happen and where the hell were you? They are saying this happened just yesterday. I was driving back home from therapy. I don't know what type of therapy it is, but you might have to go back for that therapy to have therapy for being lost and making your mom find you. They saying they got lost in some random neighborhood. I started crying and hyperventilating. I called my mom. She tried to guide me, but I was crying too much. She came and got me. What a hero. I continued to cry while people in the neighborhood were just looking at me. I got her in the car, and my younger sister took the car I was in, and I went home with my mom. Turns out, I was literally down the street from my house and could have got there in 3 minutes. So you were literally round the corner from your own house, but you forgot that you was in that neighborhood. Probably because you've never been in that part of your neighborhood before. It sounds like you just had a panic attack. You wasn't thinking straight. You rang your mom. Your mom saved you like a hero and brought you back home. The most interesting thing I want to know is, what is the therapy that you needed? You probably will need therapy again. Oh well, that was their embarrassing moment. I got lost once. I've told this many, many times. I got lost once, right? I was heading to a gig. I'll tell you guys again. And I was like, oh my God, I'm bloody lost. And I put the radio on, and this song come on. It said, hey, what's wrong with you? I said, I'm lost, mate. You're looking kind of down to me. Yeah, I'm going to be late for my gig, but things ain't getting better. Listen to what it say. I said, go on then, I'm listening. Got to turn around. I thought, all right, mate. Got to turn around. All right, I heard you the first time. So I turned round, and I literally found where I had to go. True story. That's how I got lost. Well, hopefully I won't be getting lost today because I'm doing a gig. Yes, I know the other day was a bit of a flop, but today is guaranteed to go ahead. It's going to be my first ever spot for a comedy club called Chuckle. Chuckle have an amazing lineup. They are like, you have people like Sean Walsh, Terry Alderton, who I'm gigging with tonight, Charlie Baker. I haven't seen him in ages, so I'll be seeing them two today. Looking forward to that. Doing a middle spot. It's a 2-hour drive in a little place called Littleport, which I think is a village. So that should be fun. We'll let you guys know about that. But talking about gigs, do not forget, I am doing my half-soaked show. Yes, I know I keep talking about it, but I want to sell tickets. So I'm doing the Ram Comedy Festival June the 5th. And I'm also doing the Rick Mail Comedy Festival in Droitwich on June the 6th. So, 2 days of my show, which should be fantastic, folks. I was thinking, let's do a topic, another one. How about we're going to do a confession? That's right, it's confession time. Who is confessing on my podcast or Reddit? And I just took it from Reddit. Who is it? Leading Exercise, that's who it is. They have a very serious confession. I've got a thing it's to do with their job. Because the first confession of the wording of the title thingamajig, I work with the elderly and I can't bloody stand them. Whoa, 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 whoa. This guy can't stand the elderly and he's looking after them. They are in the wrong job. Let's see what they have to say for themselves. I work in a care home, says leading exercise. Challenging behaviour. I do that, mate. Aggression. I do that. Dementia. Done it. Schizophrenia. Done it. Health issues. Yeah. Bed bounding. Nursing the lot. 80 plus residents. That's a lot of residents. 80. 80. 4 different units. I didn't realise until I worked in care how rude, arrogant, entitled, nasty, racist, homophobic some of the elderly are. Oh, yes, they are. Out of all the 80 plus only about 8 are actually decent. They are so disgustingly rude. It's unbelievable. And this is even the ones who are on non-dementia. Dementia crowd are different breed. Some are lovely. Some are the most awful people I've ever met. And before you guys go crazy and scream, but it's their dementia. Yes, some of it, but there's still a human being under the dementia. And there's no way calling one of my black colleagues a monkey, a wog, specifically attacking them for being black or Indian, is new to them. That's been there for decades. One guy looked at one of our new African sponsorships and said, "Get back on your banana boat." Wow. The elderly don't mess around, do they? They treat us younger people literally like we are their maids, barking their every want at us. When they can see we are busy, they hurt us, berate us, go out of their way to make our job more difficult. That is true. One lady who doesn't have dementia threw her dinner plate with her dinner on it at me because I got her husband sugar wrong in his tea. You don't mess around when it comes to tea, mate. I was targeted and attacked my entire pregnancy. Zimmer frame to the stomach. Oh my God. Punched in the stomach, spat at, had a carbon dioxide fire extinguisher sprayed at me when I was heavily pregnant. Told I should be ashamed of my mixed-raced baby. One new entry came in and only lasted 4 hours before his previous care home was called to take him back as he had chased me saying he wanted to kill me and my baby. Oh my God. I've had feces thrown at me, hair pulled, dirty nails dug into my skin and scratched. That is an awful experience to have had. I know exactly what you're going through because I am a carer as well as a comedian. And I have done the job you are doing. Working with the elderly is the toughest of the tough. Absolutely. When I work on dementia homes, oh my God, you'll always have a different day. The thing with them lot, you got to try and put it behind you. But I know what you mean. The elderly are a bit racist. They are a little bit, just a bit sick in the head, to be honest. Let's carry on and reading leading exercises. Post. Another guy threatened to do horrible things to my younger colleague, which really upset her. I don't want to say the word, but you can imagine what he said he wanted to do to her. They're just vile. I'm sick and tired of saying we need to respect our elders and their sweet little innocent cuties. There's some really nice ones, sure. That is true. There are. I've met loads. And I absolutely love doing care with them, but the others are just too nasty. She has edited a post. It says, just an add-on, in my experience, schizophrenic people are the sweetest people ever. We have a gentleman who is on injections each month, and he's a huge guy. Big, muscly, 6 foot, in his 60s, and he's also lovely, and often tries to protect the female staff from other male residents. Our schizophrenic ladies have their moments, but generally are really kind and really intelligent too. You are spot on. They are very intelligent. People with schizophrenia are intelligent. They are not stupid. They know what they are doing. Intellectual people. Fortunately, the elder lot, the older generation, I don't know what it is. Half of them don't even have family. I've noticed that. Very rarely their family members will come and see them. And if they do, one of them wants a bit of cash. You know what I mean? Just waiting for them to die. That's the reality of it. And because they're so bitter, the elderly, I can understand why half of them are like that. I don't know. Do you know what? It's a confession. I don't think it's a bad confession. You've obviously had a bad time there, seeing your friends getting racially abused, them abusing you, getting, injured, getting attacked while you're pregnant. That is just totally different. In all honesty, you shouldn't really be working with the elderly. I know you need money. I understand that. But what a confession. It's not really a confession. I know what you mean, because sometimes I feel like confessing when I do my job. Though I don't want to say too much because I never know who's listening to my podcast. But I'm currently working somewhere where it can be challenging at times. And yes, there's been many moments when I thought I could literally walk and leave this job. But a part of me doesn't want to, because I want to support the family as well. And I've got a lot of love for this person. I've got a lot of love. But, it's tricky. It's tricky out there, Bab. That's all I can say. Just keep your head up. If you're not feeling the job, try and look for something else, Maybe stay in the care industry, work in mental health. Mental health is so much easier anyway than elderly. Elderly's, oh my God, that's a different level. Talking about different levels, this one is it's not even a different level. It's a different level of topic, but it kind of sticks with the last topic from the confession that we had, from leading exercise. This one is a conspiracy theory. I love a conspiracy theory. Here is today's conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theories, what's real, what's fake? Conspiracy theory, what's real, what's fake? Let's have a look. It's been put up by Additional Bench. Their conspiracy theory, as I said, it's kind of related to the last topic I just covered, is the big pharma fueling the mental health boom. Boom. Is big pharmacies fueling the mental health boom? Very interesting question. We all know the big pharma is basically ruling the world, not just ruling and fueling the mental health boom. How much money do pharmacies make? Absolutely staggering loads. Staggering. Additional Bench, he's basically saying, is the big pharma pushing the mental health agenda? Probably, mate. Because, honestly, the numbers have skyrocketed since the early 2000s. Or is it just that more people are speaking out now? Personally, I think the real issue is how easily accessible alcohol, drugs, and gambling have become for the average person. It's like a recipe for disaster. Yeah, you're right, mate. Why do you think in all the ghettos and the rough areas, it's just full of alcohol, drug dealers, gambling shops, vape shops? That's all you're getting. You go to a nice posh area, you're not getting that. They're just fueling us, mate. People fall into these traps, Additional Bench is saying. Then they end up on the mental health medication, and that sometimes makes things even worse, turning them into zombies. Yes, it does. Stuck in a state they can't even get out of. Basically, I think what he's trying to say is the government fueling us with all these stuff, the drugs, the gambling, putting us in this mad mental health state, and then feeding us medication, which is way expensive. In America, I can't even imagine how much it is there. Here, obviously, we're paying that. Tax goes towards that. I don't know, mate. It's just like a vicious circle. That's what it is. It's like we can't get out of this circle. You know? That's why you have bad areas, don't you? You always have someone who's mad. We got someone who's locally mad. Mad Sue, I think her name is. You guys already know about her. She's pretty famous where I live. I don't know. It is a big conspiracy. Honestly is. I generally think that the government is kind of controlling us. Of course they are. That's why you listen to this podcast. That's why. Do you know what, folks? I do like that question, but I can't say any more about it. So what I'm going to do is end it, as I always do, with a weird news story. Looks like today's weird news story has come once again all the way from China. That's right. Today's weird news story is all the way, once again, from the mad land, China. That's why Trump has put tariffs on China, because they're all doing mad stuff. Let's see what it is. A woman allegedly catches herpes virus by holding a karaoke mic too close to her mouth. How did the herpes get on the microphone, first of all? I know the Chinese love karaoke as well as gambling. And that was just something I wanted to say. A woman from Xinjiang, somewhere in China, claims she caught the herpes virus by holding the microphone too close to her mouth at a karaoke lounge. The unnamed woman, shout out to the unnamed woman, took to Douyin, that's the Chinese version of TikTok, to share the story of how she became infected with the HSV-1 virus, which usually causes cold sores around the mouth, 8 years ago. In 2017, she visited a karaoke lounge in Xinjiang and got carried a bit away during a performance, holding the microphone way too close to her mouth than she should have. Sometime later, a tiny puculent blister appeared around her mouth, but although they were painful and itchy, she didn't really pay much attention to it. Then eventually it went away. Only it came back after a matter of days, and this time the woman sought medical attention and learned she somehow contracted the HSV-1 herpes virus. I have to carry this virus for life. There is no medication available to treat it. Really? The woman said, there is only one medication to relieve the pain, but the symptoms are reoccurring. The woman said that she was certain she became infected with the HSV-1 from the karaoke microphone. Is that what she's saying, or was she doing something else? Adding that she had never had herpes blisters before, she has been struggling with herpes for the last 8 years, and cold sores started appearing on her cheeks this year. The woman's clip went viral on a Chinese social media, but dermatologists have yet to confirm that her story holds up. And one can actually get infected with the HSV-1 by touching a tainted microphone with their lips. Oh. So apparently one can get herpes by one touching their lips on the microphone. I had to ask our good friend, Chat LGBT, about the HSV-1 because I don't know much about it. Can it be transferred via microphone? Chat LGBT is saying the HSV-1 is primarily transmitted through direct skin-to-skin contact, especially when an infected person has an active sore. The virus does not survive long enough on intimate objects, making transmission through surfaces like the microphone highly unlikely, saying. Medical experts emphasize that while the risk is not zero, it's very rare. Here are precautionary measures for the next time you fancy going to a Chinese karaoke. While the risk is minimal, it's advisable to avoid direct contact between your mouth and shared microphone. Use a personal microphone cover or disinfect it before you're using it. Practice good hygiene, such as washing your hands to the song of Happy Birthday. In summary, while the woman's experience is concerning, the likelihood of contracting it from a karaoke machine is very low. This is what ChatGPT is saying. Maintaining good hygiene can further reduce the minimal risk. There we have it. That was today's weird news story, and that is today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Do keep your microphone away from your mouth. I mean, I'm doing it right now, and I don't think I've got earpiece, but you never know. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm glad I've got it out of the way. I've got a very busy week, as usual. I will see you guys next time. Remember, give this a like, give this a share, leave a comment. Helps with the algorithms and all that. And I'll have a good week. Speak to you soon.